Welcome, everybody, to the PHDJ podcast. My name is Mike.
Yes, Joe Bunn here.
What's going on, Joe? How are you?
I'm good, man.
Yeah?
Ready for recording more incredible content.
With Joe Bunn. That's it. Yeah, I want to talk about the DJ Expo, which is next week, which is only a couple days away, which is weird. For Joe and I are recording this a week early, so we're talking about it as if it's a week away, but it's really for us today, 2 weeks away. I always get confused with this pre-recording.
Me too.
Stuff, but it is what it is. You have a crazy busy schedule, so
I do
accommodate that.
I do.
But before we do that, and I put this post up on Facebook, and lots of people made fun, but I think we have to acknowledge Old Town Road. 17. Now, I don't know what's happened this week.
I don't either.
But it broke the record.
Yes.
The week we're recording, the longest run at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Now, listen, the song sucks. It's cheesy. It is what it is. And I also understand that Billboard has changed. You know, obviously back in the day, there was no such thing as streaming. There was no instant download. So
correct.
Perhaps all of those things weigh into the fact that this song might not be the most successful. But if you just want to rate it on success being the longest run at #1, Old Town Road is now the most successful pop song of all time. And I see you shaking your head. And listen, I shake my head too. I've dropped it at plenty of events, and It goes over. People sing along to it. People have fun. I think it was intended to be corny and fun, and that came across. And, just like Despacito a couple summers ago, if it packs my dance floor, I don't judge.
Listen, man, we're excuse me. We've talked about this before. I mean, we are purveyors of music. You know, it's not stand up there and play what I want to hear night. It's stand up there and play what gets the people going night. And, that song works. And props to that kid, man. I mean, he was pretty much living on his sister's couch a year ago. And, he said he literally found that beat on SoundCloud. And he took it out back and sat on his porch and he wrote to it. And he knew, as soon as he recorded it, it was catchy and corny and funny and people were going to love it. And he sent out this long message about it. And it was really kind of a cool thing to read because, he knew it was going to be something special. He didn't know it was going to be 17 weeks at #1 special.
Right. Are you watching Songland?
I'm not.
So I came to it late. Somebody recommended it to me, and I was like, oh, I should check that out. So I've watched like the last 5 episodes. It's basically the same format of like a Voice or American Idol, but instead of these people, pitching their singing talents, they're pitching original songs that they've written. And each week they pitched them to a particular artist.
Okay.
So will.i.am was on one week, and so the 4 songs that were being pitched were songs that typically the Black Eyed Peas would do. This last week, the one that I saw, the Jonas Brothers were on, and so the 4 songs that were being pitched. And what I love about it is that, so there's 3 producers who are, I forget their names, but they're the 3 people that are on every week. As soon as somebody sings their original song, they often, like one guy whips out his it sounds weird, but he whips out his electric organ and he'll start like redoing the chords a little bit, and they'll like maybe change a word and one. It's a fascinating process to see the songwriting magic like in the moment like that. And of all the shows, I mean, Kelly watches The Voice and I'll tune in. I don't really love it. I gave up on American Idol years ago, but this one I think I'm hooked on because I just love the creative process.
I'll add it to my queue. I mean, as somebody like, I guess it was in the early 2000s, I used to manage I managed a hip hop artist and I managed a country.
Oh, that's singer. Right. I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
And as somebody that's been to Nashville and seen this process of what you're talking about, where we had nothing but a demo on a tape of a guy with an acoustic guitar, and then see 8 musicians come in, listen to it, and then do a one take full version is the most unreal thing you'll ever
Got to
see.
be fascinating.
Those reunion musicians,
especially for somebody like me who doesn't have any of those talents.
Done.
To see somebody pick up a guitar and play the strings, and sometimes like they'll even just tap out a beat, on their chair, and then the drummer will pick that up, and it's pretty cool.
It's a gift, man.
Yeah,
these guys are world-class musicians.
Exactly. All right, so we are.
Wait, hold on. Can I? Okay. I'm interject one side note thing again. I feel like I was on Facebook late last night, right before I went to bed. I gotta give you props for a low key viral.
I know. I just started this whole thing. So now again, when this drops, this will be a week old, which
it'll be maybe not viral, but
I saw a picture of myself DJing from 2002 recently, and I just put it up as, hey, look at me. I was making fun of the fact that I was wearing, the banded collar, button cover, musical note vest, which was all the rage back in the early 2000s. But now, obviously, 17 years later, looks pretty cheesy. So I put that up poking fun at myself, but I didn't even say, hey, everybody do the same, and then in the next couple of days, it's become this kind of, people are saying, hey, Mike asked everybody. And I'm like, I never did ask everybody, but I think it's super, super cool to see. But I also noticed, unless I missed it, you have not participated.
No, but I'll drop mine today.
You sure?
You've seen mine. Yeah, you've seen mine.
I have, but the world hasn't. And
true.
I think that some people might not participate because they'd rather not have that out there. But I think who cares? As long as you know it's the past.
That's right.
We all went through those phases.
But is it pull your earliest 2000s or pull your earliest?
Well, I didn't have any intention. So after people started putting up, I put an earlier one up. I have that one with the sequin jacket and the mullet. But then a few people were doing even earlier than DJing. So, and that picture that I shared yesterday is one of my absolute favorites.
I love that
my
picture.
Sister, and I love my baby sister.
Yeah.
And I'm 16 with a cigarette hanging out of my mouth, and the long hair, and my sister. It is. Glenn Roush commented, and he's like, "Dude, between the fall foliage in the background of the trees,
it's a great
and the look out, it's always been one of my favorite shots." So I shared that yesterday. So I took that back to 1982.
Somebody in the comments was like, "This
clock was like, yeah, I wasn't even born. Here's a picture."
Yeah, I know, I saw that.
Yeah, it was.
Did you see somebody's like, this reminds me of that movie, The Lost Boys. Now I got to go watch it.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yes, I will be participating shortly.
Good. Yeah, put up an old Joe Bunn early DJ picture. Let's see, before you became super uber cool.
Yes, I'll do it.
Show us.
So, Mike, it's your topic today. I know we're talking about.
Yeah, like I said, we are, when this drops on Thursday of next week, we'll be 5 days away from the DJ Expo. So I know we have some listeners who aren't going to the Expo. Maybe at this point we might have some listeners who are on the fence, and if you are, I encourage you to get in a car or get on a plane and go.
If you're tri-state, you should go.
I have always, exactly. If you're drivable to it, which means 5 hours, and that is a ton of people. Yeah. If you want to go 6 hours so that you include the Boston region, then it's out of control how many DJs are probably 100,000 within a 6 hour drive. Mm-hmm. I've always referred to DJ Times as the granddaddy of them all. I think it's the original. And especially if you want to look at the showroom floor, and probably attendance overall, which includes the Expo passes, it is probably the largest DJ specifically. Obviously, NAMM blows it away, and a few others, but specifically DJ. So, and I will be participating as I always do. I don't participate as much as I used to with the DJ of the Year competition, but I'll be down there all week. Matter of fact, my seminar, Why People Dance, is kicking off the education this year.
I see that, dude. That's really
so Monday morning, we always have a little meet and greet that first half hour. And then, I'm pretty proud of that because I kicked off Mobile Beats education with this topic and with this seminar. And so DJ Times has given me the same honor. And I believe this will be the last time this seminar sees the light of day because I don't have any other speaking engagements lined up and everything else. So, if you haven't seen it yet.
No, but you're doing Wedding MBA, right? But
I am, but not this topic.
Right.
I presented this to them and they had already filled up their DJ day. I'm doing a topic on marketing and relating to millennials.
I got you.
out in Vegas. So so I'm psyched. I'm kicking off the education on Monday, August 12th. And Monday, August 12th, by the way, there's no showroom floor. So they usually go seminar heavy on that day. Because they're not competing against themselves. And then right after me, we have Jordan Marshall, who we had on a couple of months ago with Big Daddy. Remember, we had Jordan and Big Daddy
house.
Talk about it. That's right. They both sat here in my basement. And he's talking about reveals the secrets of reliability, personal style by forcing you to answer questions about yourself. Anyway, Jordan is a great entertainer and I think a fantastic personality and somebody that you should definitely be checking out. Later in the afternoon, Fox Feltman, PHDJ grad, is also
North Carolina native.
That's right. By way of Philadelphia, right?
Yeah,
I think
correct.
And then it looks like PV has wraps up the day, and that's just in the main room. Where I'll be, and also Thomas Williams, my guy Thomas Williams, is providing the sound, and he'll be mixing a lot during the week. So I mean, those are just the seminars in the main room. There are other rooms going on all day long. There are some sponsored seminars and some other, like Jerry Bazzata, who a lot of the people know is talking about his typical financial stuff. And some others. So, I mean, Monday is just education heavy down at DJ Times, and it always has been. So if you're coming in just for one day and seminars are important to you, I would suggest coming in for Monday and making that your one day, especially, like I said, if education is important. You roll in when, Joe?
I'm not there till Wednesday early, and then I'll be there all day Wednesday, all day Thursday.
So you're flying in Wednesday?
To Philadelphia, because there are no
in the ass,
huge.
You can't get into AC, huh?
Nope, you can't.
And then what are you doing? Renting a car or somebody picking you up?
Man, you remember the story about the last time I got out there and tried to rent a car? I didn't have a credit card. They don't in Philadelphia. They don't take a debit card to rent a car. They only take credit cards. So luckily, I looked in the line of people that was waiting for a car, and Jeremy Breck was there. So I was like, can I get a ride to Ace?
That is too funny. That's great.
I may Uber, man. I think it's like $100.
Oh my, you're gonna Uber it?
I don't know, man.
Well, why don't you get off the plane and see if anybody else is? Well, I guess most DJs would be set.
I know. Yeah, they would already be there. Right.
Yeah. Who knows? All right, and so we'll get to you because I know you're doing something for BPM, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So what I love about DJ Times also is that they don't bother you with early morning seminars Monday because they know they're dealing with the DJ community. So Monday morning starts at 10:30 a.m. That's that's the first. So rise and shine. No. They're all about DJs sleep in, DJs take their time. Tuesday, the education, speaking of Jeremy Brecht, he's doing a sponsored seminar at 10 a.m., but the education in the main room doesn't start till 1 p.m. That is brilliant. I love that. So, so for Thomas and I, we basically run that main room. We don't have to be up and at it and kind of, gear ready until close to 1 o'clock. So that's great. 1 o'clock, Tuesday afternoon at DJ Times, I always say is worth the price of admission right there because those two back-to-back seminars, Party Games with Jake, which is 90 minutes, but it usually runs over because there's a half hour in between. We usually take that one almost a full 2 hours right up until the Mitzvah one, which up until this year, Big Daddy has always run. But Adam Hirschhorn and Jordan Marshall, who sounds like Jordan's going to be the rock star of the week, is running the Mitzvah seminar now. So that block of time from 1 o'clock on Tuesday till 4:30 in the main room, it's such an interactive. That's the afternoon where we clear all the chairs. So nobody's even sitting down except along the perimeter of the room. People are getting involved in games. We're teaching games. We're showing games. It goes right into the mitzvah seminar, which is often like a simulated mitzvah, and they're teaching different dances and interactives. And again, to me, that's just worth the price of admission if you're coming down just for one afternoon. So kudos to that. And then it looks like we're going to have to put that room back together because we finished that day with Rob Peters' seminar.
I like Rob.
Yeah, Rob is great. So that's Tuesday. I didn't talk about the evening stuff. I'm having a hard time finding information about it, but I know Monday night, Jake, who took over for me as as entertainer of the year now, he calls it, is running a party. It's at the pool at Harrah's Monday night. I don't have any details on it. I've heard it's a Y2K themed party. Last year, if you remember, it was an 80s party, and I played that Prince set.
Oh yeah.
But this year, I believe it's a Y2K, and I haven't been asked to mix, so I guess maybe I didn't do that good a job.
There's no way. That's not possible. I heard that.
I was proud of that Prince.
Yeah,
it came out pretty good. So that's Tuesday, and I believe that there's something going on Tuesday night, but again, I can't find the evening stuff on the DJ Times website, so you just have to get down there and trust it and go with it. So then Wednesday morning, what time do you roll in? Because you speak at what, 1:30? Yeah, I see it on you.
Yeah, I believe my flight is at. Sorry, I leave here at 6:30, so I get there at 8. So what time would I be there? 9, Mike?
If you land at 8,
yeah,
without a checked bag,
right,
you'll be there at 9:30.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll see you guys at 9:30.
Yeah,
whoever's up on Wednesday morning.
Well, you know what's cool then? If you make good time, you could make that first seminar in the main room, which is the NJDJN sponsored seminar. Which this year they're bringing in Nick Spinelli, who we all know, and also Rachel Lynch, who we all know.
Rachel,
and they're going to be talking about social media stuff. So I think people get confused with the New Jersey Disc Jockey Network seminar. It is open to everybody. You don't have to be an NJDJN member. Basically, it is just an NJDJN sponsored. And they're going to pitch the benefits of being a member for like 5 minutes. It's not going to be a heavy sell. And then their goal is always to just put up some good content. And I mean, they've done that years and years. They brought Randy Bartlett in a few years ago. And this year, like I said, I'm reading through, and Nick Spinelli, who I'm sure is going to deliver. He just spoke out at the Think Tank, dude. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Think Tank brought in Nick Spinelli. That's how quickly the kid has stamped himself as an expert. And Rachel Lynch, I see her all over social media. She's certainly doing a good job. If they're talking about branding, I can't think of two better people, especially in that age group. I was saying to somebody the other day, it probably took me a decade to forge the reputation that Spinelli has forged in a year.
Oh, that's not even a question. Yeah. Same here.
My incline was like this, and I'm showing a long steady, and Spinelli is he's gone straight up.
The same, man. I'm same. It's just a generational thing. It's just technology and generation.
Well, he's been smart. Before we went live, you and I were talking about technology and what's changed and everything else. And Spinelli was smart enough to jump on that. And you know what? Go back to kudos for doing it week after week. Spinelli made a couple of videos early on that were strong, and people were like, they created some buzz. But what often happens in that situation is people run out of content, but he hasn't. He's still coming up with ideas and putting out content and innovating. So I'm not going to kiss his ass too much, but kudos to and going back to that seminar, hope you can make it for that.
I will be there.
Will be well worth it. And then right after that, in the main room, they're talking about how to increase leads and sales at bridal shows, which I think is what you want to talk about in our next topic, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Very good. So at 1:30, Joe is in room 24. Tell us about what you're talking about.
Room 24. So the art of efficiency is what I'm calling this. It's brand new. I'm still working on the slides, to be honest with you guys. Adding a lot of video clips on things I do to get in and out of venues quickly, and things that help me run my business more efficiently, and to allow me not to have a bunch of employees. So I'm basically sharing that with everybody, and then that's going to be presented or put on by BPM Supreme. So I'm sure at the end they'll talk a little bit about their platform and their app and their record pool. So super excited to be partnering up with them again. So I'm assuming that's going to be a small room, as most conferences usually put me in. Usually I'm lucky to have a microphone. So get there early and pack the room out. And if I have to shout, I'll shout. So looking forward to seeing y'all in room 24.
I saw the breakout rooms last year. They weren't as tiny as you're describing. They weren't bad at all. So
I think this is at Harrah's, right?
Happy
Okay.
This is at Harris.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think you'll be happy with it. If they use the same ones they used last year, because I sat in on a Serato one, and I actually learned a couple of cool tricks with Serato. I think I shared them on the podcast last year.
I think you did.
They're not like closet size.
Okay. All right. It's like the Trump or whatever that Taj Mahal. Yeah, that was bad.
Right. And then right after you, a half hour after you, I'm psyched. And this is where DJ Times, they have such the advantage because their magazine focuses on the club world. And so they have these relationships with these great DJs. Are you familiar with Nick Ciano?
No, I mean, we skipped over Z-Trip, and I love Z-Trip, but I don't know.
Okay, you want to go back to Z-Trip?
No, I was, if we're kind of doing like the big name DJs, I mean, I love Z-Trip.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nick Ciano he's a DJ from back in the day, like back in the 70s in New York City. He was one of the guys during that disco explosion. And really, as I talk about in a number of different articles that I've written, he was one of the guys that really created the whole genre of club DJing, which at the time there was no such thing as mobile DJing. So if you want to think of it as mobile DJs are kind of an offshoot of the club DJ, and Nick Ciano was there at the very beginning. So I'm psyched, and Jim Tremaine is going to be leading that Q&A. And Jim knows as much about the history of music and DJing as anybody I know. So as much as I need to be in room 17 to get, to move 17 along, I will be listening to the Nick Ciano Q&A. When I saw them announce that, I was like, oh, holy shit, I can't believe I'm gonna get an hour of knowledge from that guy. So I'd recommend that, especially if you appreciate the history of our industry. I'd recommend checking out Nick Ciano.
Yep. On
Wednesday afternoon. And then back in the big room, Mark Berneisen wraps up the education for the week with a bride's tell-all, which I think is always interesting. We did that at the PHDJ too, where we brought in brides and basically asked some questions and, did like a market research type of thing. I always think that those are interesting.
Me too. I love that.
I don't know if he's. I don't want to read the description now.
It's basically saying that they're going to be at his office and you're going to be able to Skype in with them.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, if it's real time, I think that's fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
It's really cool. And then, of course, Wednesday night is the Entertainer of the Year, previously known as a DJ of the Year competition, which I will be a judge at for the third year in a row. My good friend Jake Jacobson is leading that. Along with Mike Olivris. And that's always a fun time.
I'll be there.
You'll check it out?
100%.
Yeah.
The last time I went, the kid that works for Bermeo won, Ricardo.
Oh, yeah. So that was 2 years ago, right? Yeah.
Yep. I was there. He did something with horns or something. Yes. I don't remember. But
yeah, that was a good show. I mean, I thought there were 4 or 5 DJs that really could have won and really stood out for me. So I thought it was
that was fun. Yeah. Good time. Good times. And
then you're sticking around for Thursday. There's not a lot of education on Thursday. There never has been. I think they look at that. But the main thing is if you stick around to the end of the day, they do the ultimate DJ giveaway in the exhibit hall. I'm never there for that because I've usually left to go back home. And plus, the last thing DJ Times wants is me ever winning that thing. Everybody would cry, foul.
Cheater. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't even put my name in the hopper,
yeah, exactly. In the hopper. Yeah. Two quick things, Mike. On Wednesday, if you're a DJ's Vault member, which Mike is an honorary member because he's contributed greatly to the Vault, especially webinar 1, I believe. Yeah. Was Mike. We're trying to meet up at 6:45 on Wednesday night, so just tune in to the Facebook members only group, and we will announce the location. So, Mike, hopefully, I don't know if you could make it before the DJ or Entertainer of the Year.
I think I might have dinner plans on Wednesday, but I'll look for the details. Okay. If I can stop in and say hello. But I hope you're then going to encourage everyone to go to the DJ of the Year competition.
Oh, 100%. Like we're going from there to there.
Good, because it's really worth checking out. I mean, you're seeing a dozen or so people really put it out there and put some cool routines on. So.
And then also on Wednesday, I will be doing an Instagram takeover for our friends over at Roland, who I would say they're our friends. Wouldn't you, Mike? They love me and Mike.
Yeah. We're still not allowed to talk about what we're allowed to talk about.
Not till next week, right? Not till the show. But anyway, for Zounds, this company, they sell gear.
Right. So tell me what an Instagram takeover entails.
So I'll be basically walking the showroom floor, interviewing people, showing the new gear, basically in the Instagram story section. So I'll just kind of be, doing little things. Might go live a couple of times if I see something super cool. May interview a couple of guys. There's always DJ sets going on, so I'll probably do some of those.
Always.
Yeah. So anyway, if you see me out on the showroom floor, smile for the camera.
That showroom floor at DJ Times is the biggest, the loudest, the coolest. I mean, the manufacturers really, they put it out.
They go out. Yeah, they do.
It's always a fun walk around. But, plan, some shows you can get in and out of the showroom floor in an hour. Plan an entire afternoon at least.
For sure.
And like Joe said, a lot of these booths have some pretty cool DJs spinning. And it's worth hanging out and checking it out.
Literally like world-class DJs playing right there in front of you.
Right.
So
Right.
Awesome. Guys, can't wait to see you. I wish I could be there sooner. I got a huge corporate thing.
And as always, when Joe and I attend a convention, any podcast listeners, if you want to walk up to us and just thank us for the content and tell us you're a fan, Joe and I both have desperate holes in our soul, and we need that positive reinforcement.
All DJs do.
Yes, all DJs do. So we'd love to hear from you. Stop us in the hallways. Give us a suggestion for an upcoming topic, whatever you want to do.
Please. Thank you guys so much for listening, and keep tuning in.
All right, everybody. Have a great week.
Later, Mike.